One, two, three. Harold and Brad, Windy City Filmmakers. Harold and Brad, Windy City Filmmakers. Harold and Brad. Da, 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 da.
Three, two, one. What's going on, y'all? Brad Stevens here for another edition of the Harold and Brad Windy City Filmmakers podcast in the house. HD, what's going on, brother?
What up? What up? What up? And you can call me H every day.
Right. We have a very special guest in the house. The super talented Tracey Bonner's in the house. What's going on?
What's up, everybody? Thank you for having me, guys.
No, thanks for joining us. We greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Right. So the first question we always ask people is, what is your connection to Chicago and what kind of art do you create?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, my connection to Chicago runs deep. I went to the theater school at DePaul University, got my master's there in acting. And then I joined this Black theater company called Congo Square.
Yes.
Square.
And they helped to jumpstart my theater career. So shouts out to them for just really giving me an opportunity. Back then, way back then, a lot of Black actors weren't on a lot of our stages.
Right.
And so being a part of a Black theater company that created works for us, by us, that for me it's like being in a fraternity, you know? And so I was like, oh my God, I got chosen to be a part of this organization that really is dedicated to Black arts. And what was the last part of the question?
What kind of art do you create?
You know, I would like to say that I create art that serves other people.
Yes.
Now that I am doing more TV and film and have transitioned into self-tape business owner, I like to impart gems and wisdom to my clients. So for me, I want to be a creator that serves others to help them be better. Yeah.
So you said you have a self-tape business?
Yeah, it's called Get Book Taping Service.
Nice.
It's so crazy. You know how it is in Chicago. I was like, self-tape?
Right.
And my agent was like, yeah, you're going to have to learn how to do this. This was back in 2015. And I was like, well, why can't I just come into the office? That's what I'm used to doing in Chicago. Like, why can't we do that? Or I'm used to going in. Why can't I go into the audition? And she was like, honey, we're in a different market. That is not how we do it here. You might occasionally go to an audition in-house, but you're going to have to get used to this. And I did it kicking and screaming. I was terrible at it. I didn't understand the lighting. I didn't understand the editing. And back in 2016, I said, you know what? This is the way of the world here in the Atlanta market. I've got to get better at this if I want to work. And so I committed to learning about lights and sound and editing and what apps I need to use. And then my friends started saying, hey, can you tape me? And then I was doing it all the time. And I was like, I should be getting paid for this.
Right. No doubt.
I should be getting paid. And I didn't want to charge actors because I don't believe actors should be paying for auditions. I just don't believe that. But it is a time that I'm dedicating, a service that I'm giving to other people.
For sure.
And I do what other people don't necessarily do. These taping services, they'll just, okay, you from 7 to 7:30 and get you in and out. I actually coach the session. So I'll watch your audition and I'll give you notes and direct you, help to tweak it a little bit. And then I edit and then I'll submit it for you. So I'm a one-stop shop.
You know what? I was a lot like this the same way. I self-tapes drove me up the wall, and it was no excuse because as a filmmaker, I have a Blackmagic pocket camera, have my editing equipment.
Yeah, but, you ain't got no excuse.
Right. And the one excuse I had was that living in my apartment, I didn't really have any wall space. I was like, man, well, I don't have like a blank wall. And then last year or so, my friend from my theater troupe, I purchased a backdrop and 2 lights from her for $200. That was like a bargain. So that was like knocking it all out. But it was like little things like that. Man, I don't got no wall space, right? And I was like you, I was more comfortable just going in, knocking it out. So part of it was also breaking out of my comfort zone, right? And challenging myself to do something new, oddly enough.
Talking about comfort zone, you two guys know how to edit. And that's something that I've been saying to myself for like 20 years. I need to learn how to edit. And it's so important right now to be able to do it. So I'm motivated. I'm going to learn how to edit.
Get on it, man.
Look, let me tell you, it'll change your life.
No question.
Dude, I'm up to 3 and 4 in the morning trying to get this thing right because it's become a passion of mine. And now with voiceovers, I've had to get new software for that, and I turned my closet into a booth. I'm editing out the catch breaths, and I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm about to be the producer. It really has become a new passion. So I do challenge all of y'all out there, learn how to edit. I mean, and I've learned how to find my own clips now. I've cut everybody out. I can do it on my own. I don't have no money to be paying folks for clips and things like that.
I know, right? You know what? 2 questions. Well, number 1, what editing equipment do you use?
I use a couple of different things. I use iMovie.
Okay, nice.
And now the iPhone 11 Pro Max, y'all,
dope.
edits everything. It takes out reduces your sound, background noise. You can edit inside of that app. And I also use Video Shop. It's this app I found. The reason why I'm whispering is because I'm doing a workshop about, a self-tape on August 24th. So I don't want everybody to know. But
nice.
It is so dope. You can add transitions, music, you can add titles, all kinds of stuff. And so those are the 3 that I use. A lot of people like GarageBand. I use that. For voiceover, I love Audacity.
Nice.
I use that. And I have Source Connect.
Right.
So I can connect and patch in with other studios.
That's the thing. That's what's up.
That's a whole new career. It sounds like that editing. I'll tell you.
It is.
It's got to be done, though.
Yep.
Right. And the next question is, it may sound weird, but how do you get copies of your work? I did an episode of Chicago PD a couple years ago. It was like I was on a mission to the ends of the earth to try to get footage to put on my reel, right?
Okay, so yes. I go to this guy named Eugene Russell out here in Atlanta. He has a editing company called Real Works Creative. And he normally I'm like, hey, from minute 1.6 to 1.16, can you give me that clip or whatever? But then I started getting these apps, streaming apps, wherever the show was on, and I screen record on my Mac.
Okay.
I record on my Mac, man.
Nice.
I'm telling you, but there are other apps that people use to pull up good quality footage for you. But yeah, I just screen record on just Google screen record on whatever device you use. Yeah, man. And it'll show you how to do it.
Yeah. You pop up on a lot of shows. I'm like, wait a minute. The last one was that I'm looking at in my mind is Queen Sugar, when you were that council person or whatever that character was. You were standing out there giving that speech. I was like, oh, it was That's so wonderful. Yeah, and you have such a strong presence too. Just commanding. Like you're gonna look at me and you're gonna listen to me and you're gonna pay attention and you're gonna feel something. And so that's what I like. Yeah.
Those roles can be intimidating because they're very small.
Right.
And they say, no, there's no small role, just small actors. But
right.
when you come from where we come from, Chicago, doing theater, where you're given more opportunity to build and develop a character, you're like, I got one scene.
Right.
I have this one opportunity to give of myself to this character and to this show. And so it can be intimidating because those folks have built a rapport with one another. You come on set and hair and makeup might not even speak to you, So your day might start off with, oh God, ain't nobody speaking to me. Now
right.
I got to get my stuff together. I tell myself every time I walk on sets, I belong here too.
No doubt. Yes, you do. That's right.
I don't care how short the scene is. I still belong here. And so I have to approach it like I do theater. You're going to respect me. You're going to see the craft in this one scene. If that's all I got, that's all I have to give.
No question.
So, I'm going to pour it out all on what they say, leave it on the stage.
Leave it on the stage.
So I'm going to leave it on the stage.
Bring the funk.
On the set.
You know what's funny? Like I saw this interview with Viola Davis a couple years ago, and she was saying how when she was first starting out, she was always getting cast as the best friend, always being cast as the black woman, the black person who has all the stage advice, right? And she was saying she liked playing these characters that are flawed, like human beings. They may do things that the audience may not expect them to do, or may not like do things the audience may not like them to do, whatever the case may be. So have you experienced similar experiences as a young black woman? And are there any characters that you would really love to embody as an actor?
I wish I was young.
You're young.
Tell that to my knees.
Right.
Yes, I have experienced that, but I experienced that when I was younger because I don't necessarily give off ingenue spirit anyway. So I do understand where she's coming from. I read older. I have my ancestors in me. So I have like this old spirit anyway.
Yeah.
So I've always been like the sassy friend.
Right.
Or the neighbor, or those roles. Or now, like Harold was saying, the councilwoman.
Yeah.
I will play the counselor, the teacher, and so I can identify with her in the sense of I haven't yet had an opportunity to have a character who has a full life.
Right.
I'm almost there. I'm very close. With
checks in the mail.
Okay, with Sweet Magnolias, I'm almost there because I play a pastor. But even then, I'm still just giving that advice. You don't know much about her backstory, or you don't know if she's married or if she has kids. You don't know any of that. So I'm almost there, though.
So they'll potentially expand that for you?
I hope so. We got renewed for a second season, but
okay.
I'm not a main character, so
right.
we'll have to see.
And I'm gonna say this real quick. I was just watching Queen. No, the Greenleafs, the finale last night.
Yeah.
And I watched what's that girl named? The mother.
Oh God, Lynn Whitfield.
I was watching her at the very end give that sermon. I started crying and saying, "Thank you, Jesus." I'm like, "Oh my God, give her an Emmy."
But that's Lynn Whitfield, though.
Yeah. Right. True.
She'll make you do that. I remember seeing her in Women of Brewster Place.
Right.
Back in 1986, 87, whenever that was, as a kid, feeling drawn to her. So that's her.
She is powerful.
I mean, she's a powerhouse and just beautiful. She radiates beauty, and not necessarily physically. She's physically beautiful, but it's just something else she has too.
Yeah, it's otherworldly. And because when she was doing the sermon, she was using her hands and, conjuring and all of this stuff in the name of religion, and I was like, wow, look at that performance. I said, thank you, Jesus. I was there. I was like, oh my God.
That's how I have to approach my character too. Let me go watch this finale so I can steal some
steal from the best.
Right. Now
roles that I would want to play. I was Derek Sanders, founding artistic director of Congo Square, asked me that the other day, and I was like, Vera, I guess. I would like to play Vera, but I feel like I'm too old now to play some of the roles that I would have liked. And honestly, I've been blessed to play some pretty dope opportunities in theater. Now, TV and film, I don't know. I would love to be on a sitcom. I love situational comedy.
Right.
Three's Company is one of my favorites.
I love Three's Company, yeah.
Oh my God, The Jeffersons and Golden Girls, like those were classic, well-written shows. And I just discovered Happily Divorced with Fran Drescher and Tashina Arnold. And I was like, this is old school situational comedy. I want to do that. I want to be on something like that, or a show called Love Is that got canceled after the first season. Mara Brock Akil was one of the executive producers and writers on that show. That was a dope show. I would love to have a love interest.
Yes.
Yeah, I was telling, I was talking to some folks over at the theater school, and I was like, I never got an opportunity to be in love here.
Right.
You never gave me an opportunity to have a soulmate or a husband or anything like that. And so that kind of scarred me for a while.
No doubt.
In theater, it gave me an opportunity to be a wife and a mother. Those are two things that I've always desired for my life that I don't have, but theater and acting has gifted me. So.
Ooh la la. Yeah.